Yeah. I think things are getting so bad now. We might have to make a Bad Cops Child edition, like little. It sounds like a kids version. Bad Cops, Bad Cops.
Oh shit!
Bad Cops.
Like the Kids Bop version of songs.
Yeah, Kids Bop.
Oh shit!
Toddlers and babies get pepper sprayed.
Oh wow!
It's really what happened. I mean, this has got me super angry to the point that I'm delirious, like the Joker, ladies and gentlemen. This is how angry I've gotten at this point. I'm past the point of being angry. I'm just delirious, like the fucking Joker now. No, so this is fucking insane. Like, so far, I guess 3 officers have been suspended. I don't know if they got suspended with vacation so they can like barbecue and like talk with their friends and Zoom and stuff like that after abusing a little girl. So Angel Cuomo said, yeah, whatever he said is bad. Who cares? But what I really want to show is like what the fucking Rochester Police Union said, which is like, this is crazy to me. So 1 police officer was suspended and 2 were placed on administrative leave after 2 days after release of a video showing a 9-year-old girl. I guess we will play it for you guys. It's an awful video. It's a trigger warning for people. You hear children crying.
There's an infant.
County deputies called a baby dropped from a 2nd-story window. Sergeant Chris Robinson was heading home after working the night shift, and Deputy Dakota
Wait,
Lamb
this is not. This is somewhere else.
They got the call of a structure fire with a baby trapped inside.
I immediately turned.
Oh, we may have to restart the.
They had to show a good cop story, I guess. And after the show, cops beat the shit out of somebody.
You want to start the? Do you want to start the?
I want my dad. I'm not
segment
getting no
over?
car until I see my dad.
Here, just stop for a second.
I want my dad. I want my dad. No.
Stop. Take us, dear.
So clearly, this is a child.
You can't even show. It's not even legal to show her face.
Okay, wait, my mom's just right there.
You done?
My mom's right
Like, who are these cops? Are they like pissing dope men? Like they can't hear.
there. Wait, can I just please get the snow off of me?
I'll get the snow off you.
It's cold.
Get in the car. You've had your chance.
Get in the car now.
Okay?
Okay?
You've had your chances. Sit up.
No.
You're acting like a child. Stop.
She is a fucking child.
I just went back to the house.
I don't give a shit what happened before.
Yeah, let
It's
the
a child.
Stand up.
Like,
Then stand up.
Get up. Come on.
I want my dad.
I can't hurt. She's on the
Stand
ground.
up.
Officer.
Stand
They
up.
need to be fired. Like
Stand
dead
up.
ass.
Officer. I'm right here.
You're gonna get sprayed.
You need to be fired.
Stand up.
Stand
baby.
up.
Please don't stand up for me.
Okay, they'll get off of you. You have to get up, okay? Will you get up? Can you go over? I got her. I got her. I'm gonna pay for you and I don't want to. Sit back. Sit back. Come on.
I want
This is your last chance. Otherwise, pepper spray's going in your eyeballs. Come on, let's go.
I want my dad.
I'm gonna go get him. Now sit back. Come on. I will fix it. I will fix it.
Just stop.
Please. I will get your dad.
No,
Otherwise,
you said that you were gonna pepper spray me. No, please, no, stop.
sit back.
I got a bad arm.
Just spray her.
No, I have
Just
a
spray
bad
her at this
arm.
point. Dear.
somebody came out. I know this is gonna be on air. If someone came out and started killing those cops because they saw them abusing that kid, it would have been a complete mess. But this is what the reality that cops are doing at this point. When you start abusing children, literally people's like fucking like internal like fucking animalistic instincts come out. When you start abusing children like that, this is you go on a whole different ball game. It's much different than like watching a man get beat up. When you're watching a child get beat up, they really crossed the line here. And luckily, this situation didn't get as crazy as it could have been. It was a mom to show you how cowardly it was. It was a mom and a daughter. So, and this is what they did to this little girl. They beat her up. But I want to show the thing people don't realize this is not new of like officers doing weird things to children.
I really want to. I want to keep it cerebral because I don't want to get into the emotional bag. So I'm going to go back to the cries of defund the police. Why? Why is defund the police a relevant response to an incident like this? I've had the privilege of going on other platforms and explaining to people what the concept of defund the police and what it actually means. And when we're talking about defund the police, this kind of situation is what defund the police is looking to get rid of. We're talking about a 9-year-old girl who is being berated by a police officer for acting like a 9-year-old girl. Now, if they got a mental health professional out there to respond to this call instead of an armed law enforcement agent, that situation goes very differently.
Because you have to realize, nine-year-olds bite, 9-year-olds kick, 9-year-olds scream, because they're still in that child, like 5, 7-year-old. They're still out of that phase. So I don't know what they expected out of a 9-year-old when you like a whole bunch of armed people or attacking her. So I don't know what they expect to get out of a child besides complete fear and terror. And that's what they got. And then
do you know why that girl was calling for her father? Because she felt unsafe. That's why. She felt unsafe. She felt like she was in danger and her protector needed to be there. When I was a kid, when I was 9 years old, we looked at the police as the protectors. Now the 9-year-olds of today feel like they need to be protected from the police.
So Dr. Regines,
This is not left-wing propaganda.
No.
This is not, oh, look at these liberals and libtards.
These are children being harassed by
These are children reacting to things happening to them. These kids don't give a fuck about politics. They don't give a fuck about your blue versus red. The only thing that they know is that they feel like they need to be protected from the police instead of feeling like they're being protected by the police. And if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know, you're a fucking asshole. Yeah, I fucking said it.
But it doesn't. It doesn't. I want to throw back to I want to time travel, though, to other situations that luckily didn't get horrible, violent like that, but also was this telling of how kids just end up being arrested in school. So people probably remember this situation. This was huge, kind of viral thing that happened. Remember this kid who got arrested for bringing a bomb, a fake, like a clock, and got arrested ASAP. So in this video of him being arrested by officers like he's a homegrown terrorist. So this video this is great that the ad didn't load. I'm really excited.
That's right. TurboTax Free Edition is free.
I don't want to see it anyway, so that's awesome. So look at another child in handcuffs. He was 14 at the time when he got arrested. They're arresting children.
It didn't look like a bomb. I took it to school to show my teachers the talent that I had. I want to show them. I just brought something to school that wasn't a threat to anyone. It didn't do anything wrong. I just showed my teacher something. And I ended up getting arrested.
The follow-up investigation revealed the device experiment, and there's no evidence to support the perception he intended to create alarm.
You guys are losers, so you have to do press conferences for this kind of stuff all the time. Dumb shit.
I brought my clock to work today. Yo, I mean, what would they do if Flavor Flav came in for fucking career day?
Because remember, it came like a huge early internet, kind of like early internet bomber problem. that so that's crazy. A brown kid who looks looks like a total nerd that you pick on in junior high school. He's in handcuffs. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen. I remember when that happened. It was just like, who are these crazy ass
He was
racist
blonde
cops?
hair and blue eyed. Does that happen?
He would have been first prize in the science fair for making a bomb. Like, yeah, you made a bomb. That's so smart of you. If you made the bomb, he would have won. He was white, blue eyes, and blonde. So he made a clock and got arrested and became a whole international incident at that point. It became way bigger after that point. I don't think he's in this country anymore. I think he made a bunch of money because people felt how fucked up it was and saw how smart he was to do that. They saw the opposite. People really saw, wow, this kid is such a genius that this teachers were so dumb. Let's get this kid out this planet at that school. So I think they ended up getting that kid out the school too. And the education, his line of education is even better now because of that situation. But a lot of times that doesn't happen for Black people. And I want to show another situation that happened last year for a kid who wasn't even in the school. She was not even in the building, and she got arrested for missing homework. So this is another kind of incident when a 15-year-old girl, was sent to juvenile detention for violating her probation. The fact that a 15-year-old girl is on probation and not like mental health stuff or any kind of things like that, it shows you how broken the system is. Like already she's in the police system instead of mental health, instead of family support. So yeah, she was detained in May. She got released. But this story was crazy. Like the child had attention deficit disorder and I struggled with behavior issues. If a kid is, as soon as I hear that a kid is in probation at 15, you already know it's behavior issues. It's not a criminal. It's someone dealing with problems, either trauma from the childhood that they can't deal with, then it's still children. But she got criminalized for it. So she was placed in probation doing a Zoom juvenile court hearing after facing assault and death charge last year. So this goes back to what we were saying about recidivism as well. Like she's already getting knocks on her record for recidivism. So when she does something, because of everything not being treated now, if she turns 18 and commits a crime, she's doing some hard time, man. And it's already been set up against her already with this incident. So I want to show you this, like the infrastructure of how police treat children in this country. This is what we've woken up to, America. And I think the Rochester situation kind of realizes, like, yeah, the infrastructure's already been in place that children are already treated like grown ass people in this country. When it comes to how they.
But even grown ass people should not be treated that way.
No, not at all. Yeah.
I just feel like, again, the police should not have been dispatched to that kind of call. And when you defund the police for calls like that, everything works out for the better. Again, we're not sending cops out there with slingshots instead of service weapons, right? We're not saying that they shouldn't have bulletproof vests or clean uniforms or shiny shoes. We're not saying that we should take away the money for these things, but we should be taking away some of that police budget and putting it into programs to reduce the need for police intervention, period.
I mean, I feel like at this point, these like institutions are just a constant danger to our community, and they need to be restructured immediately. And that's my process of it. Whether that means, I just feel like it's constant hearing it day out and day out of like someone being abused, whether they're Black, white, a child, an old man, a woman being raped, a man being raped, or a person being shot, a child being shot. I mean, it's just constant day out and day out situations, and like there's no fixing this at this point. It's just constant. They know they have impunity. That's why this happens all the time with these bad actors. I mean, you had this situation now where the police union came out. They did what they had to do to a 9-year-old, and that's it. What grown-ass man would say that about anything? That's like, and I saw this crazy thing that I read this article about how, like, because like the Democrat politicians got a rude wake-up call on January 6th when they were hiding in their bathrooms and hiding in the closets and like
the Republicans too.
But that should have
been a rude wake-up call for them too.
but I want to get into something I read in the article that's really significant, which I feel now is starting to happen when I see these kind of press conferences. This person, when they gave a real crazy term, because this guy was friends with a Republican politician for a long time. He's another congressman, and then after that riot happened, he said he saw him as a smaller person. After that, he couldn't see him as the same person. He saw him smaller because that person did not say that was bad. He saw him as a smaller person. It's like, you're not the same person to me, and that this affects how I can do politics with this person at that point. And it goes back to what I see that when I saw that police union rep say that was what they had to do to a 9-year-old, I just saw that man as a smaller man. I couldn't see that as a person anymore. I saw as a smaller person. He knows it's wrong. Deep down inside, he knows what that happened is wrong, but he still have to say that everything police does is right. And it's felt that way when I saw that press conference. He totally knows what happened was wrong. There's no way to justify that. And when you say
really tired of it.
Yeah, and you see these people are smaller people now because you know the reality of it. We have all the footage now. You're just a smaller person who refuses to, address it's no politics anymore, like you said, that the regimes. When you deal with children who don't even understand concept of race at that point, unless you sit down and be mad racist with them, they don't really understand that. So when you have these things happening to children, there's no longer a bipartisan issue. I mean, it is a bipartisan issue. It's like, this is a societal cultural thing that's happening when we can police children like this. This is crazy.
Do you really think that girl gives a fuck about MAGA? Do you think she gives a fuck about Democrats or, elephants or donkeys? She doesn't know or care about any of those things.
She's going to
grow up with a fear. She's going to grow up with a fear, a disdain, and a disgust for people in uniform. That's what she's going to grow.
And it goes back to another thing. I feel like children want. This is what when I saw that thing that happened in Rochester, the fact that us as adults can't protect our children. What does that say as a society? It says we're really weak people. And I'm gonna leave it at that. At that point, that's Black Power Magic Hour on Twitter and Facebook, and that's Bad Cops on Twitch. And then we're gonna go back in time in the past, and now we are in the present.